What's going on, guys? CEO here with some more Pokemon content after like a 4-month break. I don't have a ton of time to make this video, but I wanted to make this video really quick because I am part of a Pokemon League finally. NESBattles, link for it is in the description. And we had our draft on Monday, and this is my team builder video because we wanted to start doing those, I guess. I'm probably not going to be doing this every week. If I do a team builder, it's probably just going to be attached right to the beginning of the league video, or the match video, but I'll get more to that later. So we drafted 11 Pokemon across the GBA tiering system, and this is the team I got. Well, 6 of the 11, I have the other 5. But this is my first draft I've done. I wanted to focus on bulky offense, hazard removal, and having hazards and stuff. And I think I did that pretty well. Starting off here with my first round pick, I got sniped on pretty much everything that I wanted in round 1, so ended up going with Victini, but I'm pretty happy with it. I'm not going to be reading over like specific moves that I want to use because I know pretty much every other coach in the league is going to be trying to watch this, but Victini is basically the best mon in league format, I think, if not the best, one of the best at just clicking like one move over and over again. I'm not going to be running it choiced every week, I can tell you that right now, because Victini is just too good. It's like all over the place with its coverage, and it actually has, surprisingly enough, more defensive prowess than I gave it credit for. I don't know how often I'm going to be running a defensive Victini, but it has the moveset for it, just saying. Moving on to my round 2 pick, I wanted a little bit more offense of Victini because base 100 is nice, but it's not like great, I guess. So I wanted to get a little bit more offense in Scissor. I'm pretty much going to be running Technician most of the time because Technician's just a lot better, but if I have other moves that I want to use that aren't base 60, I might start running Swarm and stuff. I also picked up a Defogger. He's not the best Defogger, but he is neutral to rock, so it's also not the worst Defogger, I guess. I didn't want like Moltres or something to be my Defogger because that just would have been awful. But yeah, he has reliable recovery if I do want to use him as a wall. U-turn is nice. I'm going to stop reading off moves because I just said that I wasn't going to do that with Victini and then started doing it with Scissor. But I just wanted something with offense, priority, defog, and U-turn pretty much, and Scissor pretty much fit that like absolutely perfectly. Moving on to round 3, I wanted something that could actually take a hit because while I could run Victini and Scissor defensively, let's be real, that's not going to be happening like 99% of the time. So I wanted something that could take a Scald. Vaporeon takes that very well and literally gets healed from it with Water Absorb, and doesn't actually take very much damage with it if I end up running Hydration like a Rain Dance team. I don't really know if I'm ever going to be running a Rain team, but I had noticed after the draft that I actually could take advantage of it if I have opponents that are trying to run Rain. So, just a heads up, I guess. Fairly reliable recovery, Baton Pass, Heal Bell. It's just a nice cleric, really, but that 110 special attack actually makes it a much more offensive wall than I think it gets credit for, excuse me. I was actually surprised after I drafted Vaporeon. I hadn't really used it very much before, but I've been testing out the teams and stuff since then. And Vaporeon actually stacks up very well against a lot of like other bulky waters just because it doesn't take damage from other stuff. And it has Heal Bell, so you can't even really like Toxic Stall with that well. Going on to Nidoking, right here was kind of just, the middle rounds were kind of more like value picks that I saw kind of falling a bit farther, I guess, and starting from here on I'm kind of just doing it more on the tiers rather than when I actually drafted the stuff. But Sheer Force Nidoking has enough speed, enough power, and very quickly going through here, enough coverage to basically be that like other catch-all that I needed. Victini is very, very, very good for just providing like constant offensive pressure, but I wanted something else to do that too, like just so I didn't have to rely on Victini every single week, and B, just so I could have something that actually, like, I don't know, that could, I was gonna say take a hit better, but I guess Victini's better at that too. So I just wanted another option, basically. I also wanted hazards and got toxic psychs and stealth rocks on Nino King, so that's pretty cool. I'm not gonna bring both every week, but I will be bringing them, I guess. Another value pick here, and I noticed going through my team that I didn't really have a good special attacker yet, and I didn't have anything that broke 100 speed. So that was going to be kind of an issue for teams that actually had like good speed on their side. And 101 speed's not like great, but it lets me outspeed the other base 100s, which is something that I really needed to do. I'm obviously only going to be running Bolt Absorb with Thunderous Therian because that is its only ability. But that 145 special attack is going to be coming in very clutch. And the 101 speed makes it just fast enough to outspeed most of the stuff that it needs to outspeed. I could be running agility if I need to outspeed anything more, just saying. But he has a very good special move pool, actually has enough offensive presence at 105 that I can also run offensive Thunderous T if I wanted to. Given the other offensive, like physical offensive threats on my team, I'm not sure how often that's going to be happening, but just saying that I can do it, and I probably will do it at some point. Alright, so moving on to Breloom. Breloom was actually a very late pick for me, but I wanted to include it up here because I'm probably going to be using it a lot more than I gave myself credit for. Another 130 attacker. I didn't realize till after my draft that I have, like, I think 4, I'll count it after, but I have at least 3 Pokemon with like over 130 attacks, which is pretty ridiculous. So I already have plans for that, but just be aware that my team is very, very offensive. So I have Technician here, Poison Heal for if I want to run Toxic Orb sets. Breloom actually does have enough bulk and defensive movesets to like be able to run that well. So depending on the matchup, I'll be able to do it. Obviously, most weeks I'm going to probably be trying to take advantage of the 130 attack a bit more. But yeah, you can see here that it has a decent enough moveset to be able to cover whatever I need to cover, especially given the other threats on my team. And while I'm loading up the other half of my team, I guess I wanted to just point out again that my main thing for this team was bulky offense, walls that could hit back, so basically like the other side of the spectrum of that, hazards removal, and just having the typing really to not like get bodied by someone who has like one very good type. It's kind of an underrated aspect of League play, I guess, but I really just wanted to make sure that I didn't get swept by somebody that just had like a very good grass type or something. Not grass specifically, but you know. So, Miltank is actually one of, like, quote-unquote, the worst Pokemon that you could get from the draft tier format. Like, we had tiers 1 through 5, and Miltank was a tier 5. I don't know why Miltank is a tier 5. Thick Fat, Scrappy, and Sap Sipper are all amazing abilities in League play. The base 100 speed actually makes it outspeed a lot more things than you'd think it'd be able to. It's an extremely good wall. I don't think my other coaches knew this, but it's another Stealth Rocker, so I actually have a total of 3 Stealth Rockers on my team, so should pretty much be able to vary who gets Stealth Rocks each week, I guess. I'm not going to be pointing out some of these other cool moves down here, and I'm just going to kind of scroll through it quick, because Miltank has a lot of cool stuff that I'm very excited to work with it. Not only because I needed more bulk, so it's probably going to be coming a lot more weeks than I originally planned on, but I've always really wanted to use Miltank in a league. Every person I've seen use Miltank in a league has absolutely loved it. Every person I've seen go up against a Miltank in a league has absolutely hated it. So I'm hoping I can continue the trend here, I guess. Going for another bulk, very low HP, but nice enough defenses that it actually makes it like bulkier than you would expect. I wanted to pick up Spiritomb from tier 4. Dark Ghost makes it have 3 immunities, which actually works very nice on my team. Being immune to Psychic, Normal, and Ghost type attacks is, Psychic, Normal, and Fighting, not Ghost. But being immune to those 3 things on my team is actually pretty nice. Pressure and Infiltrator are both actually really good abilities. And you can see here that at 92 attack and special attack, it's not like great attacking, but it's also just good enough that you can actually do enough damage to start knocking stuff out that it probably shouldn't be able to do. Spiritomb was actually the second to last pick of the draft, but I'm pretty sure I'm going to be bringing it more weeks than people expect because it's just better than I think people give it credit for. I think people will see that 50 base HP and just immediately, and the 35 speed obviously, and are just immediately freaked out. But Spiritomb has a bunch of priority, surprisingly. The moveset of any defensive ghost type, the offensive moveset of most dark types, actually. It's just a really cool mon, and I don't think it really gets the credit that it deserves, so I'm hoping I can try to make it shine a little bit. And I guess I should point out before continuing the rest of my draft, I'm obviously very much more comfortable with lower tiers. So I kind of wanted to draft all of my higher tier stuff that I knew worked kind of well in leagues, and then all the lower tier stuff to kind of round it out. So here I needed a fairy type. I needed something that could intimidate, because I've realized intimidate in league format is awesome. Just saying, I might actually want to bring a rattled Gramble one week, because that looks like it could be pretty cool. But most weeks I bring Gramble, it's going to be intimidate. But 120 attack, and the intimidate normally actually makes it a little bit bulkier than you would expect. It's not like going to be taking any kind of ridiculous hits, but being a switch in for dragons is something that I desperately needed. It has Heal Bell and T-Wave for when I want to run it defensively, but also has like a pretty... It used to be a normal type, so it has the diversity of a moveset of a normal type, but on a fairy, which is pretty cool. I kind of felt like people were going to be sleeping on Gramble for most of the draft, so I was able to get him pretty late. But I would rather have Gramble than someone like Aromatisse. I should also probably I should note that I wanted Slurpuff, but got swooped on it. But that's okay. I had enough setup sweepers on my team. I think Gramble is probably going to actually fit my team a little bit better. Moving on to the second to last Pokemon, and the last non-Mega that I picked up. More bulky offense. Just as a heads up, I'm probably going to end up dropping one of these bulky offense guys for a little bit more defense, but I haven't figured out who yet, so for right now, everyone's on my team. I actually really... I don't think it's going to be Armaldo, though, because I've used Armaldo in lower tiers, and Bug Rock type is actually an extremely good type. I think it's like... It's a better defensive type than it gets credit for. I think people see Bug and are immediately just completely scared away. But Armaldo is very bulky. It has pretty nice HP, defense, and special defense. So if you slap an Assault Vest on this thing, it can actually take more hits than you would expect. I very, very, very much needed a Rapid Spinner, so I got one. I didn't want to be relying on Defog Scissor every week. So I wanted to make sure I had offense there. And really this just has coverage. Again, I really wanted to make sure that everything on my team wasn't going to be setup fodder, because there is absolutely nothing worse in League format than just having some bulk wall sit there and get set up on, and then your entire team just gets destroyed. So I wanted to ensure that that would not happen at all. I'm probably going to be running Battle Armor 99% of weeks, but again, if I see myself coming across a rain team, I could do Swift Swim. Just saying. And rounding out the draft, I wanted something that surprisingly could hit back and had nice coverage. I was actually looking at Mega DNC for my Mega Absol, if I'm being perfectly honest. I wanted Magic Bounce. Obviously I got Magic Bounce, but I wanted Magic Bounce and I wanted good mixed attack and speed. I got swooped on Diancie, which kind of sucked because Diancie has better bulk than Mega Absol, but I am not mad at all that I got Mega Absol. I'm just going to say it now. Someone in the chat said that Mega Absol is going to be a bust. I don't think so at all. Mega Absol, in addition to Victini and Nidoking, is going to pretty much punch holes in whatever else those two don't. I'm just very quickly going to run through here, but I can say when I was doing my notebook of like writing down all of the movesets or all of the available moves for my Pokemon, Mega Absol just destroyed my entire like ordering system. I had like 3 pages of decent moves and movesets that I could use for this thing. And Magic Bounce on a setup sweeper, I didn't realize how incredible it was until it occurred to me that this also means that you can't status it, like unless you get a Scald Burn or something. But I have Scald switch-ins and stuff, and also cool enough, Baton Pass. Just saying. So this is going to be my team. I realized 17 minutes into it that I forgot to say anything about this team or the league now that I think about it. So I am the Cleveland Escavaliers. You can call me the Escavs for short, I guess. That's what I've been calling myself because I don't feel like typing out Escavalier all the time. Our league is NESBattles. We are going to, it's the 20th when I'm recording this. The first matches go up on the 29th. So in 9 days you will be seeing a video on my channel. By the way, these are all of my other teams. You will be seeing another video on my channel with a team builder for the opponent I'm playing this week and the actual battle. I'm going to be a little bit more organized next time, hopefully have a layout, hopefully have my logo done. I've been working pretty hard on it, but I just wanted to get this up while I actually had enough time to record. So thank you all for following my logic a little bit, hopefully. I will be seeing you guys soon. Hoping to upload a little bit more often, but at the very least I'm going to be uploading every week for NESBattles because I am super stoked to be in a league. Not really sure how my bulky offense team is going to do, but I'm pretty comfortable with most of the mons in here, and I feel like we can actually do some stuff and be pretty I don't know, I'm just really excited. I don't really know what else to say, so have a good day, guys. Bye.